Well, the weather has turned in Mallorca. And just to show that it's not always gorgeous weather, it's plunged the temperature. It's 9 degrees, it's raining, it's snowing in the mountains, and it's windy, and I am not going out my bike in that, unfortunately. So I'm trying to sort out my discs still. I had to put the Galfa 140 back on the front because the two 160s that I had both warped on me, and this 140 is also slightly warped, but I think the fact that it's slightly smaller means that it doesn't warp quite so easily. So it does just touch out of the saddle pedaling, a slight zinging, but it's not too bad, so I can get away with that. I do find though on long hard descents that the power reduces over time, so that's a bit of a worry because I haven't done any massive descents yet. So I'm still trying to find a decent alternative, and I've been looking at various things. Anything Shimano, of course, is completely out of stock, so that's not even on the radar. There's a few interesting things. This is absolute black with a Raven SL titanium braking surface here and an aluminium spider. Unfortunately, they haven't got any. They seem to be remaking them. But it's quite light. It was 90 grams, so it could be interesting. What else have we got? This is carbon tied with a carbon rotor, nice and light, 77 grams, horrifically expensive, 182 euros for something that doesn't last that long because, you know, with a decent year's riding, it's going to be knackered and in the bin, too thin around here, probably warp once it gets too thin. So, and in any case, they don't make it with a center lock, so that's out. We've got the Swiss stop, very hard to find also. There's a 140 available, but not a 160. They seem to be well engineered, but not particularly light. 120 grams or thereabouts. And we have the KCNC Razor center lock. Looks quite light. They're talking about 104 grams. I've only found it in green, which is absolutely no good to me, unfortunately. Price is reasonable. So if I could find that in blue or black, I would be interested in trying that. Not much of a braking surface here, so I'm not too sure how well it would work, but worth a try. The Hope RX center lock looks a little bit old school. It's not particularly light either, quite expensive. Again, I cannot find it in anything other than red. That's all I've managed to find. So that's out. And I just found, the last one I found was this Jaguar. I've used their cables in the past, and this disc looks okay, but not particularly light. They're talking about 127 grams for it. So yeah, not particularly appealing. So I think, you know, if you happen to have a CNC mill, you should start making disc rotors, because you could sell them for like 120 euros a pop, and there's no competition because no one's really got any, bizarrely. So yeah, I might even start a little company myself. So I think the conclusion really is that with disc rotors, it's not worth trying to save 10, 20 grams. You need good braking performance if you're going to be doing any sort of mountain riding, and that's important to me because I like to go down hills quickly, and you need good brakes for that. So I think you just need a good, well-engineered disc that can dissipate heat well and just bring you to a stop without a fuss, and not warp and not overheat and not wear out too quickly either. Yeah, so that's what I reckon. This bottle, by the way, fantastic tip from somebody on one of my videos to stop it rattling, is that when you drink from it, you blow in it, and then it kind of inflates it, and you put it back in and it doesn't rattle. So I can't remember what your name was, but thanks very much for that tip.